the original use case of Bitcoin is supposed to be peer-to-peer electronic cash, right? It's supposed to be this payment system that over time will destroy fiat currency and compete with the SWIFT system and sort of offer a decentralized alternative to money, which is like a super anti-establishment cypherpunk sort of route to build something on top of. And I really always related to that. And I have a really strong belief in that as sort of the heart and soul of Bitcoin. As we kind of move forward over time, like fast forward, let's just say 5 to 10 years ish, there was a lot of attempts to do a variety of things. For example, you had Omni Layer, which is where Tether was first issued, which was like the first Bitcoin meta protocol, where you were putting data onto Bitcoin that basically said, hey, I have Tether, I transfer it to this person, and then they had the Omni Layer sequencer or indexer that was just reading this activity on BTC. That's where Tether was first created. So the first stablecoin was created technically on Bitcoin using this sort of meta protocol design. Fast forward a little bit, obviously you have Vitalik and Ethereum. All of the really smart minds behind that were kind of trying to do this on Bitcoin as well. But at the time, the concept of smart contracts and DeFi itself was not proven whatsoever, right? You didn't have any product market fit applications. You didn't have any good example of whether this is something that is even a usable thing in the wider world. At the time, the entire conversation around Bitcoin is around payments. How do we adopt Bitcoin into as many merchants as possible? How are we going to scale Bitcoin? You had the block size wars at the time. The focus around Bitcoin was completely away from programmability or building applications leveraging blockchain technology. So then Ethereum launches, and you have the first sort of examples of what you can do with smart contracts. You have the DAO, you have early NFTs, you have early DeFi applications. It wasn't really until 2020 where DeFi summer happened, and now you have this Cambrian explosion of DeFi applications that launch on Ethereum. You have Uniswap, you have Aave, you have SushiSwap, you have MakerDAO, you have the increase of TVL and use case for stablecoins. You have all of a sudden a ton of non-Bitcoin related activity that is providing really excellent use cases for crypto that isn't, hey, this is going to replace the dollar. Essentially mimicking traditional financial tools and decentralizing them and opening them up for anyone to use in a totally permissionless way. So that is kind of up to 2020. At the time, Bitcoin is still kind of evolving a little bit. You have the advent of this sort of store of value narrative starts to pop up around this time regarding Bitcoin. And at the same time, they're trying to push a change to Bitcoin called the Taproot upgrade that allows for the Lightning Network, which is sort of the scaling solution for Bitcoin as payments to be created. So around this time, when Ethereum's having this huge DeFi explosion, you still have the Bitcoin world more focused on how are we going to use Bitcoin as payments? How are we going to create this side system for Bitcoin called the Lightning Network that is going to, take Bitcoin as payments on the global level, like scale it to infinity. Moving even forward to like 2022, right? The whole market crashes. You have a bunch of really killer apps that emerged from this DeFi explosion. The ones I named generally were the ones that remained and had lasting success, and a lot of the other stuff was experimental and didn't particularly last. But you have a bunch of really great use cases for smart contract technology.